The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. All right, Mr. Taliaferro, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? I'm sorry, I'm about to be a little petty, and we're gonna show some subscribers some love today. We are about to get into a love portion of my channel because it's the holiday season. Y'all already know Mr. Taliaferro about that love, appreciative of all the support that my loyal subscribers have shown me in the year 2017. Let's do something here. Have y'all been watching basketball thus far this season? Because I have. I actually have a whole YouTube about it. Subscribe to that Ferro Reacts channel if you want more NBA content. Have y'all been watching basketball this season? If you you haven't been watching basketball, I got you. I got my bifocals on. So let's put some on the screen. So if you look down at the Eastern Conference standings, and we're only through 21 games, I'll give you that. As you can see, right under that AC, tied for a playoff spot, and in the hunt for the 5th seed, right? They're only a game and a half out of 5th place, is the New York Knicks. Remember who used to play on New York last year? If you don't know, I'll remind you. Goes by the name of Carmelo Anthony. He no longer plays on the Knicks. He plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're in the West. So I've done the liberty of putting it, the standings for the Western Conference on the screen. Oh. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are 8-12. Now it's early, and y'all know I believe the NBA doesn't start till Christmas Day, but I think something's here. I think there's a little something here. Again, let's check it out. Eastern Conference, New York Knicks without Carmelo Anthony. They added Tim Hardaway and Frank Ntilikina, a rookie. They drafted him, but pretty much that's the same team that was abysmal last year. Kristaps Porzingis is having a phenomenal year. They're 11-10, fighting for a playoff spot. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are behind the Los Angeles Clippers, who've already lost Patrick Beverley for the season, Blake Griffin for a few months. And if you want me to look at the teams in the Western Conference that they're behind, outside of Houston, Golden State, San Antonio doesn't have Kawhi Leonard. He has not played a game this year. They just got Tony Parker back a couple days ago. Portland does not have nearly as much firepower as OKC. Minnesota, I'll give you Minnesota. They're 13-9. Denver does not have nearly as good of a team as OKC. New Orleans does not have nearly as good of a team as OKC. Utah lost their best player in Gordon Hayward, and they're still better than OKC. And the Thunder, if they lose one more game, they're tied with the Lakers and the Grizzlies. And if the Grizzlies win one more game, they'll be tied with the Grizzlies in the loss column. The Grizzlies just fired their coach, and the Los Angeles Lakers are working in like 3 to 4 new young players. What are you saying here, Taliaferro? What are you trying to get at? Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony are two phenomenal talents, but they don't equate to wins. Y'all can lie. You can lie to yourself and say, it's only 20 games in. I've seen enough. This team, and I got facts, is 4th in defense. So we all thought that they struggled defensively, right? Melo ain't never played defense a day in his life. Russell Westbrook played passing lanes. They're not struggling on defense at all. They're good defensively. 4th in the league in defense. They're 28th on offense. 28th. I think they're 28th in field goal percentage. I think they're like 28th in assists per game as well. What do you mean, Taliaferro? Westbrook's averaging close to 10 assists a game. I told y'all before, all of Westbrook's assists are not real assists. What do you mean? They all count the same. There's one thing when LeBron passes the basketball. There's one thing when Lonzo Ball passes the basketball. There's one thing when Ben Simmons passes the basketball. There's one thing when Chris Paul passes the basketball. There's one thing when even James Harden passes the basketball. It's another thing when Russell Westbrook passes the basketball. He's not passing to find the best shot. He's passing when he has nothing else or nowhere else to go. He was able to give Adams and Cantor a lot of looks last year because he had nowhere else to go with the basketball. And he was dumping it off, down low to them. He was forcing himself into 10 assists a game. Well, now, Paul George and Melo just not going to sit around and let him dribble the ball for 22 seconds. and get off a shot or pass it down late for a late shot clock shot. They want the ball. And Westbrook doesn't know what to do with it. His free throw percentage is down significantly. Westbrook's overthinking the game of basketball because in his life, he doesn't know how to get other people involved. You see why Kevin Durant's on the Warriors right now. Kevin Durant wants to be a Thunder so bad, he hopped on a fake Twitter account and tweeted out, I would be a Thunder right now if Russell Westbrook was a better player or better overall player. He said that pretty much on another Twitter account, his quote-unquote other Twitter, right? He wants to be a Thunder so bad right now. He tried everything. He literally just couldn't get along with Westbrook. It is the reality of the situation. Westbrook is who he is. The most valuable player of the league. He won't pass for Ish. But there's more to this relationship. Y'all told me Carmelo Anthony was a top 60 player. And I was like, no, he's not. I think he was 64 on ESPN's rankings this year. If Melo's a top 20 player, which a lot of y'all told me he was, right? And Paul George's a top 20 player to me, and Westbrook's a top 10 player. Can you explain to me how they're 8 and 12 if these are 3 top 20 players on one team? Explain it to me. I'll wait. Because some of my pharaohs tried to explain it to me a couple months ago, and we're gonna show them some love right now. So let's put on the screen what they told me when I said Melo wasn't a top 60 player. Here's what they told me, and I'm gonna shout some people out. Octavius Landon told me, you sound stupid. That man didn't have any help. He's talking about Carmelo. Melo has Russell Westbrook the MVP last year and Paul George an all-star every year for the last 7-8 years. And they're not looking good. Somebody, Real Sports Talk 313 said, man, you sound, he tried to say retarded. He called me retarded, but he said restarted. That's fucking dumb as hell. I'm not even finna get in it. That's dumb as hell. Richard Conway said he not coming off no bench. And LeBron is not saying the generic shit. I don't even know what that means. And don't disrespect the game for no damn bench. He the only all-star that I don't even know what the hell this dude trying to say. I guess he's trying to say Melo shouldn't be on the bench. I'm telling you right now, the Thunder would be a better team if Melo was more willing to come off the bench. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's go to some more people. Todd Snow. Todd Snow said, fuck your hating ass. And then Richard said, Richard was added in my comment section a couple months ago. He said, and Melo made the playoffs before. So make sure you know what you're talking about before you speak. Oh man, Richard really got at me. Somebody add Richard in my comment section and talk to that young man. If that's your daughter in the picture, beautiful daughter, Richard. You're an idiot though. Been to the playoffs 10 times in his career, said Evan. Went every year in Denver and 3 times with New York. So stop saying he didn't make the playoffs with the Knicks. Can't disregard the fact that Phil came in and took everything that worked, including firing Mike Wilson due to not running a triangle. They couldn't even get many players for the longest due to Amari contract. Now, that's smart. Amari contract did kind of stifle the Knicks. And Phil gave terrible contract, which this is true. So I'm not going to knock Evan all the way. But Phil doesn't seem like the idiot. Phil wanted to get Carmelo out of New York. Phil looks like he was the one that was right. D-Music Link. Dude, you are a fucking dick rider. Watch Melo shut your bitch ass up. Well, on November 30th, Mr. Taliaferro is still talking about how trash Carmelo has looked this season. And he ain't shut me up yet. Let's keep it real. More real sports talk. This guy's the guy that said I restarted. I think he meant to say I was retarded. Bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Get your team to the playoffs. What playoffs the Knicks don't have? Hey, coach. And he sounds like an idiot. Keep picking up aging players. Chill, man. Stick to your story. Europeans suck on Melo. Oh, man. Somebody at Real Sports Talk in the comment section, please. What the fuck is wrong with ESPN? Cameron said. Why would they rank a rookie who has never played in front of Melo? I kind of agree with him. Lonzo hasn't played a fucking game yet, and he is ranked. They're open hyping this kid. So no disrespect to Cameron, but Lonzo is averaging about 8 points, 7.5 rebounds, and like 8-9 assists. And we'll leave it at that. All right. So all these guys had their opinion on how wrong I was about Carmelo Anthony. And I will just leave you guys with this when I talk about Melo. When Melo got traded to the Thunder, something rubbed me the wrong way, and I knew this team wasn't going to work out. And by the way, let me make this clear about the OKC Thunder. If they get to the playoffs, which I think they're going to struggle to do, if they get to the playoffs, they can beat Golden State. When it slows down, and ISO basketball in the playoffs is very, very prevalent. If it slows down in the playoffs, the Thunder have a chance. I'm not picking them to win. They have a chance. They have the right formula to beat the Warriors. That's why you see them beating them in the regular season a week ago. They got to get to the playoffs first. That's a big if, because their team's not built for the regular season. And you know what I mean? Utah's, they're gonna win like 1 out of 3 games. They're gonna win. Utah's gonna get to about 45 wins. They play hard every night. So I'm just saying, that team, they can beat the Warriors. And they'll wake up for a game against the Warriors, but you only play the Warriors 4 times in the regular season. You know what I mean? You got 78 other games that you got to try to go out and win, and they're doing a terrible job at that. They lost to the Magic, and the Magic, man, that was a bad game. They lost by like 20 against the Magic. They fall apart in the fourth quarter. They're one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the league. And by the way, what I was saying about MELO is this. MELO in his conference, when his introductory conference, or media day with the Thunder, he said this. He was like, yo, they asked him about coming off the bench, and MELO was like, yo, they trying to bring me off the bench, and he was laughing. And I thought that was ridiculous, because MELO is closer to the bench than he should be a starter. He's not a starter in this league to me. Well, he's not a third option. Maybe he could be a starter if he played with LeBron or the Warriors. To me, I wouldn't start MELO right now. I knew then and there, MELO in his mind, he doesn't look at himself as a guy who could do anything for a team. So if he's not willing to come off the bench, which MELO be able to get all the shots he wants off that bench because the Thunder bench is not good. If you ain't looking to come off the bench, you ain't looking to really sacrifice for this team. If it wouldn't work with you on the bench, it's definitely not going to work with you in the starting lineup with somebody like Westbrook who needs his shots. Mr. Taliaferro TV, I'm telling y'all, man, this Thunder team, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, man. I hope they do. We need them in the playoffs for basketball. Those are 3 stars that we can't afford to not have in the playoffs. But it ain't looking too good right now. Talk to me. Comment box below. Subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content like this. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.